These are the last recovered logs. This is the last backup. I'm looking at the heat map right now. My eyes tell me the living room is empty. The security camera tells me the living room is empty, but the router is picking up 150 pounds of mass, and the mass is sitting on my couch. Okay, back up. I bought the OmniLink 6 eMesh system 3 days ago. You've seen the ads. Total home awareness. The Wi-Fi that watches, it uses the new 802.11 BF standard. Wi-Fi sensing. Basically, the router sends out radio waves to the satellite nodes. And if something physical, like a person, walks through the beam, the signal gets disrupted. It calculates the interference to build a 3D map of your house. No cameras, no privacy issues, just radio physics. I thought it was cool. I'm a data guy. I wanted to optimize my dead zones. Setup was fine. I put the main node in the office, one in the bedroom, one in the living room. The app mapped my apartment in 10 minutes. It showed the walls, the furniture. It even showed me a little blue cluster of dots moving around the map on my phone screen. Subject A. The app labeled me. Accurate. Everything was normal until tonight. I was in the kitchen, making toast. The apartment was dead quiet. Then my phone buzzed. A notification from OmniLink. Significant mass detected. Living room. Stationary. I wasn't scared. I was annoyed. I thought, great, $80 router, and it thinks the couch cushions are a burglar. I walked to the doorway of the living room. Lights were off. Street lamps outside, casting those long, orange shadows across the floor. Nothing. The room was empty. Obviously, I pulled up the app to flag it as a false positive, but when I looked at the live signal view, my thumb just hovered over the screen. The map creates a wireframe of the environment based on signal density. The couch was rendered in gray lines, but sitting on the couch was a dense red cluster of interference. It wasn't glitching static. It had structure, a torso, a head, legs crossed at the knee. The signal density suggested something solid, something that absorbs radio waves exactly like water and bone. I looked up at the real couch. Empty. I looked down at the screen. Occupied. Then, the red cluster on the screen shifted. The head turned. The app refreshed the data stream. Biometrics detected. Heart rate, 45 BPM. Respiration, slow. It wasn't just sitting there. It was sleeping. I tried to be rational. I'm a systems engineer, right? I told myself it was multipath interference, that signals were bouncing off the walls, converging in the center of the room, and the algorithm was interpreting that noise as a person. It's a known bug. It has to be. So I opened the developer console in the app. I wanted to see the raw data, the packet loss, the noise floor, but the logs weren't showing errors. They were showing recognition. The system wasn't struggling to identify the shape. It had assigned it a confidence score of 99.8%. And then I saw the timestamp on the data stream. The router's clock wasn't synced to now. The data packets forming that red figure on the couch. They were timestamped February 14th, 2019, 6 years ago. I was looking at a ghost, but not a spirit. The sensor is so sensitive, so incredibly precise. It was picking up the memory of the room, or maybe the radio waves were hitting a snag in time. The echo of someone who sat there years ago was still bouncing around the walls, and the OmniLink had finally caught it. Then the figure on the screen stood up. It walked toward the kitchen. It walked through the kitchen island, because in 2019, the island wasn't there. It was following a floor plan that doesn't exist anymore. I couldn't take it. I didn't scream. I didn't run. I just felt this crushing sense of violation. I walked over, unplugged the node, and shoved it back in the box. I packed everything. The router, the satellites, the cables. I printed the return label. I scrubbed the app from my phone. I emailed OmniLink support. I didn't say I saw a ghost. I said the unit was displaying persistent false positives based on obsolete spatial data. I wanted a technical answer. I wanted them to tell me it was a cache error. I got a reply this morning. Ticket number 90,224. Dear customer, the OmniLink 6E does not store historical data. It processes only real-time physical interference. If the device detects a mass is present. Please check for gas leaks or high-density particulates. Ticket closed. They closed the ticket. If the device detects a mass is present. So now, I sit here in my living room. I'm using my old dumb router. No sensors, no maps, but I can't stop thinking about the layout of the room. I find myself walking around empty spaces. I don't sit on the left side of the couch anymore because I don't know if he left. I turned off the eyes, but that doesn't mean the room is empty. Decrypting these stories isn't safe. Like and subscribe to keep the archive alive. The next anomaly is waiting in the corner.